Are you living your life based on fear or not? And this fear is not helpful. It restricts your ability to expand the mind. Fear is restricting you to discover. It makes you stay inside the comfort zone. It means you are not leaving the things that you know. You need to leave the space of knowing, the space of comfort. You need to go into the uncertainty. And this is that fearful part. The more fearful you are, the more you're going to stay where you are. The less fearful you are, the more you're going to expand, the more you're going to discover. Now the question is, how can I now learn to face your fear? You don't have to jump right away into the darkness. Not many people can do this. But realizing, okay, this is right now my comfort zone, and tomorrow I'm already trying one thing that is new to me. It still feels uncomfortable to me, but okay, let's try. Just one step out. Next day, another step out. Meaning, integrate the jump into the uncertainty into your lifetime until it becomes a habit. This is the one way. How to develop that ability to go against the fear.
It's somehow always the fear of losing something. Meaning losing something also in terms of fear of the unknown. So what are you losing? The known. Fear of the uncomfortable. What are you losing? Yeah, being comfortable. This is where I see where this fear is based upon. It's the resistance actually against growing. It's the resistance against finding out how big this universe is and what is possible in this world. Because now just to imagine, if there would be no fear, there would be nothing unknown, nothing uncomfortable. So what does it mean? It means you could already see into the future what in 2025 you're gonna do, where you are going to be, which people are going to be still with you.
I can feel how my old patterns sometimes are still trying to sneak in. What to do to break patterns? Number one, you need to see you have one. And number two, you need to replace old patterns, which ultimately mean patterns, it's habitual behavior, it's habits. How do you build habits? By continuous behavioral patterns that you continuously do. So there is something about consistency and continuity that ultimately builds a pattern. Consistency of having a training regimen every day. Yeah, it's not helpful to like 6 days per week do nothing and then you go one day to the gym and give your everything. No, it's better you have some type of consistency throughout the whole day. This is what builds patterns, healthy patterns. Yeah, similar like this. What is somebody supposed to do? Number one, look at yourself and see yourself. We are all not perfect. But according to the circumstances that you are facing right now today, what type of character do you think? With what do you want to equip your character? That he is able to go through this current times in the best possible manner. What is not useful for you anymore, try to get rid of it and get your new skills in.
The mind can be your friend and the mind can be your enemy. You worked so hard for it. Now you have it. Enjoy it. But you can't enjoy it if all the time you think about last week or if you think all the time about what happens in the future. Enjoying what you have is you arrive exactly where you are right now with what you have. That's it. There is no wishing for something more of the future and there's not wishing for something that wouldn't have happened of the past. No, you're in the present. That's it. And the more you realize this about yourself, the more you integrate this just into your normal being, then it starts to shift. Just bring more presence into present. If I observe myself, the most of the time I'm present and I'm realizing when I'm not. When I'm absent, I realize it. When I'm present, it's my normal state. For other people, maybe it's the other way around. The truth is, you're always present. You just don't know about it. there's some layer on top of the presence which somehow makes you think you're not in the present, but we're always in the present. Just the realization that you are is not there because it is overlaid by thoughts. If you take the thoughts away, you will realize, oh, there it is. One approach that we have at the moment in this world is, in order for us to feel full, we need to attain something. We need to do something. You need to have your diploma. You need to have your job. You need to have money. You need to have the first car. So this approach is about it's about doing. But the realization that I was just telling you right now that you have yourself is, no, it's not about doing. It's there already. It's just covered all the time. This time is not about adding something there. It's about this here must go. And that one must, oh, there it is. Nothing needs to be done. It is something we have to undo. This is the Eastern approach. It's the balance. You don't have to throw away everything that you have learned. It's just that there are more perspectives, that when you have access to both of these perspectives, just find out for yourself. Sometimes this makes more sense. Sometimes this makes more sense. Well, important part is, as long as you have it, you can choose when to use it. But if you don't even have it, you can't use it. So what does it mean? Whatever there is to learn in this world, it's never wrong to learn it. You never know if you will need it one day. And then it's better to have than to need.
Returning back to the state, you came complete, you are complete. And now, because it's your life, stop wasting this lifetime trying to fulfill the wishes of any other person out there that have no interest in your life and that actually you also don't want to spend time with them. So don't take their advice, for example, so serious. What to do to build up at the same time now your self-confidence? Make yourself strong. Make yourself strong. How to do it? Always learn. If there is something to learn, learn how to clean, learn how to cook, learn how to wash the windows, learn how to repair the car. Whatever you can do, just do it. So that gives you that feeling. There is something that you can do. You're not completely helpless. There are, of course, other people that can do it better, but still, it's not about that. It's about as long as you have a healthy body and a healthy mind, there are so many different options in this world you are able to express yourself in. But in order to do so, it is necessary to also engage in life. Meaning, if there is an option to learn, of course you learn. And then merging this learning together with learn to build up the body. So mentally, you're going to become confident. Physically, you're going to become strong and confident. And before all of this, you have started to release all the chains of the ones that put you into chains that just don't mean anything to you. So cut the chains and then start to use this lifetime because it's your lifetime. This one, only one time. So stop listening too much to other people, how to live your life or whatever. It's about the self-expression of your own perspective about how you would like this world to be. Of course, taking into consideration all your fellow travelers that are on this world. The ability to let go, meaning let go of ideas that you are having for too many years already. Let go of your opinion. Yeah, if you realize the other opinions are also good. So meaning let go of what you try to keep all the time. We don't like change. The average human doesn't like change because it already took so many years to build all of this up. So why should I change it? It's good. That's why to change something about all of this, for me, it takes strength because it has something to do with you must let go of a part of you. But that's exactly the point. If you do not let go, well, then I'm not always sure if carrying on an old identity into the future is working or not. Just as our world and our earth and all the technological advancements are changing, I also think we humans need to be able to adapt according to the changes that's happening, meaning also sometimes changing our lifestyle, adapting towards to it, changing our body, changing our ideas, changing our views. And that takes strength, because it always has something to do with letting go of what you know already. It feels really boring that just what you put to your mind and then just it comes 2 years later exactly the way how it is. Nothing better can come, because what can happen is dependent on how much you can imagine. If something is not able to be visualized or being seen inside of your mind, inside of your world, that would mean it can't happen in this world.
What you can do at all times every day is to do something about what is in your own hands. Yourself. Turn the finger around. Do something about yourself. Develop yourself. Invest in yourself. You grow as a human being. You grow in skills. All of these things, they will naturally just follow, because you are starting to express something that people nowadays are not seeing often anymore. You just become the magnet. Why? Because people are used already to average. Every day they see average. Yeah, but now they start to see something different. They start to see another attitude towards life. And so this feels, I think, like a magnet. Taking care of the mind. How do you do this? In order to know what is important to you, it's necessary also know unimportant things. It's not necessary 7 days a week to only do important things. What I mean is, you need balance. You consciously sometimes need to do something where you really feel this is really unimportant. Because it keeps something inside of you open. In our field, keep the body not just healthy, but watch out for methods to make your body really performant. Performant for that specific area where you want to find yourself in. Physicality, activity, vitality, yoga, many things you can do. But there should be something. For every person, there's the right time. There's nothing to hurry, nothing to worry. It's in each individual hands. So why do they fail at the moment? I could say because they haven't failed enough yet in order to make the next step. Or because they didn't see the lesson yet from that failure. There are so many different reasons why people do not continue. But it's just a question of time until they will. Switching the states of mind. Putting yourself consciously into different states of mind. There are different ways how you can put this into practice. It is super helpful if you learn to work in cycles. For example, when it comes to you need a new skill. You want to develop something. You need to learn how to use a new software program, to learn accounting, to learn to do the web page. You want to develop something new about you. The most effective way is to cut yourself off for a certain period of time and do nothing else in between. For that period, for that cycle. I don't think it is a good method within a 30-day month to spread it apart, to have too many things at the same time. Here you make that skill, here you make that, here you make another one. Of course, people say, yeah, but I can't concentrate on one. Well, concentrate on 3. Better on 3 than on 10. Because it's not just physically transforming. Mental changes. And they just don't go so quickly if you jump too much. They don't penetrate deep enough for you to have a lasting impression of what it is that you're trying to develop there. Whatever vision and dream you have upon yourself, that you are projecting upon yourself, I do think that you need to have at the same time a commitment. The commitment, and what are you going to do with that identity of yours if you're going to get there? You are creating because you want to help. You are not creating any identity of yours in order to harm. I think if this is what your initial intention is, then I think the penalty will come. You might reach it in this lifetime, but if you bring this one to an end, if you continuously go there, you're going to be lonely. You're going to have everything you want. You're going to have everything that blinks You have all the reputation. It's all great. Everything you ever dreamt of, you have it. What you don't have is something that gives you real stability. Something that gives you real value in this life. I think it is something that can't be taken off from you. It is the connection to other fellows. It's a connection to humans, to animals, to this world, and ultimately the connection of this life.
Everybody, no matter where they are, is able to transform something about himself or herself. It's just about the methods and the understanding that, first of all, it's possible. Second of all, there are methods how to do it. And third of all, you don't need to wait for anybody to come into your life in order to start it. So the message is there is a big part that you have in your own hands. And there's a big other part you don't have in your hands. And I'm just saying, maybe it would be good to focus your energy into the things that are 100% based on your own energies and your own actions. Yeah.
Probably realign and readjust my direction. Because I feel also sometimes, if you like, pull the bow, you pull it too much, it's going to rip. But on the other side, you can't have everything in this world. So if you commit to one direction, sometimes it's not possible to, at the same time, be exactly as committed to another direction. Mm-hmm. Times are changing, the universe is changing, ideas are changing, preferences are changing, everything is changing. Humans are changing, I am changing. What would I be if from one day to another, I would not be Shi Heng Yi? Everything on the social media about Shi Heng Yi disappears. Who would I be then tomorrow when I wake up? Nobody knows me anymore. And I just said, I think I'm still going to be there. I find something about me along this way that finally, in a way, I'm also actually able to get rid of the surface. It's not important. You can't take anything away from me anymore. Yeah. And this is where, in a way, I start to also feel free. More and more, I start to feel even more free than before. The worst thing that can happen is stagnation. Stagnation and regret. I have no concrete idea where it's going to lead. Just preparing to get more and more to the unknown. It just came recently to my life that stopped the planning. I planned the first half of my lifetime, the first 40 years was full of planning, was full of ideas that I try to put into the world, where I think I have to put something into the world. No, it's about balance. Now maybe it's time where I don't do the planning. I wait. Everything's possible. Doesn't matter how good you can talk. Matters is how much real energy, real effort, real discipline have you put into your daily life in order to get to those 100 push-ups. You don't get skill as a present in this lifetime. You might get a talent, you might have a gift. Coming to this world, maybe from your parents, you are gifted with something. But if you don't cultivate that gift on a regular basis, even that gift will just dissolve. And therefore, skill means there is some continuity to it, and there is the conscious investment of going through hardship. Why can't you do the 100? Because you have never forced yourself pushing through your limits. When your muscles started hurting, you already stopped. Yeah, that's why you go to the point where it's burning, you get used to the burning, and next day you continue. So there's something about hitting the limit and step by step overcoming it. How to build a proper, purposeful, fulfilling lifetime. I think it is very much related upon skill. How skillful are you walking through this lifetime? And the more skillful you are, the more beautiful, the more easy, the more playful, the more enjoyable you can walk through it. This is the whole analogy how I can maybe express